Okay, so here we've got a line graph. We're looking at changes over time. So we've got what a 20-year period. We're going to be using the language for describing these changes. There's not a lot of exciting stuff in here, so it's a little bit tricky. You could, in terms of anything dramatic, I think you need to mention the dip here in 2000. These lines rising, obviously that line, those two rising more sharply maybe. But it's a difficult one because it's not actually very exciting. So the line graph demonstrates proportions of cinema visitors registered in 4 age groups attending the venue. Perfect. Lovely. You could say here over a 20-year period. Yeah? Just to make a difference there. Overall, as the visitors got older, their frequency. So as they got older, you don't need that as. As they got older, their frequency of cinema attendance increased, showing the dominant rate for individuals aged good, nice. Additionally, from 2005 to 2010, there were the highest sales of tickets reported purchasing from all social categories. Very nice, good. Social categories, yeah, okay. In 1990, the young and middle-aged adults depicted. You don't need the, but that can go because you're talking in general. Young and middle-aged adults depicted similar dynamics. Great language here. Depicted. You've got demonstrated, really nice here. Similar dynamics throughout 20 years. Accounting for. Now, you did this in the last one. You have two verbs together, which you don't need. Accounting is your verb. Accounting for 15 and 25 respectively, while the other two categories started at equal amounts. Of. Here you've got another verb here. Watch out. This is your verb. Only one verb. So this is your verb. Okay. And then that is your verb. So accounting for is your verb. You don't need another one. Started at equal amounts of, but you do need to have of nearly. In the 5 years later, in the following 5 years, either 5 years later, or if you're starting with in, you have to in the following 5 years, there was an upward trend. Now you need an article there. Upward trend in all age groups, varied, ranging from. So here you've got two verbs together again, watch out. So either varied from or varying, the ing is better. But here, this is your verb, ranging. So, sorry, let's take this verb, we want this one, and let's forget that one, okay? I don't know why this is happening. I'm not quite sure why this is happening, but maybe because I've told it to you now, you'll watch out for this. In all age groups, ranging from 1 to 2 quarters in a climb by 1/6, 2/6, and 3/6 simultaneously. Well done. Good working on the maths. Yeah, I think good work there on the maths. I think that's very, very hard work. Well done. From 2000 to 2010, there was a dramatic increase registered among visitors in the 14 to 20 and 25. Okay, I would go in there. 14 to 24s. No, let's do it this way. In the 14 to 34 categories. Because this is what they are, categories. Put a comma in here so we can read it, understand it. Showing their visit at 1 quarter and a half remained unchanged. Now, yeah, I mean, I think we might need to put the numbers in rather than doing quarters and halves all the way through. So putting their numbers in at whatever it is, 60 or 50 or whatever it is. So here I would actually put the actual number. Yeah, there. Remain unchanged. Now, remained unchanged, you'd have to have, not unchangeable. Unchangeable means you can never ever change it, but here remained unchanged. You're using it like an adjective here until the last period of time. Meanwhile, the other older groups rose. Yeah, again, I think I put the numbers in here. It's a little bit confusing this now. It's okay there, but I think you need to put the actual number, 20, 30, 45, whatever it is, and continued rising by roughly 5% more in both age categories. So past tense, okay, continued rising by roughly 5% more in both age categories. Yeah, I wouldn't really have quarters and percentages in the same thing. So just give the actual numbers here. It's not percentages. It's probably the number of people. It's not very clear. It could be the number per week, per month, per whatever. It's difficult when you don't have enough data to go with. But use what you've got. I think you've done a good answer there. 197 words. Wow. I mean, you can do 180 and you're absolutely fine. But well done there. You've found your way through it. Well done. So some people believe children that commit crime should be punished. Others think parents should be punished instead. Very interesting, this one. So police officers and teachers have been debating whether youngsters should be responsible on their own for illegal actions or senior members need to attend the justice course in favour. Senior family members, you need to just be clear here, need to attend the justice court in favour of, maybe on behalf of. They're irresponsible young children. Great. Love that. Really good. So I just put in family, just make that really clear there. I firmly believe that growing society may learn the lesson and become responsible citizens by facing punishments without, okay, that growing youngsters, so you need to focus this back on youngsters in society. Otherwise, it sounds like all society, but you're not. You're being quite specific. Without participation of their parents. Well done. Really strong start. Love that. Good vocab. Super vocab. On one hand, okay, well done. Wow, you're doing so well on the time. Okay, really good. Ample evidence that supports the idea of some teachers claiming beneficial consequences. Resulting, either which have resulted in the present perfect, okay, but you need or resulting from, okay, they're both participles. So here you've got present participle and here you've got the present perfect tense, but so different structures. So which have resulted from personnel responsible. Now this is personnel, like in a company. Personnel is the individual. So watch out on the spelling there. Same sound. This is due to the fact that young individuals may stop their crime commitments, which will end up even at a severe degree later if they take full responsibility from the beginning of the journey. Okay. I would, yes, I think you can uncomplicate this. Sometimes your writing is a little bit complicated. You could simplify here. So go from individuals may reduce their likelihood of committing further crimes in the future if they have to take full responsibility immediately. Okay, so just compare the two. Okay. So they reduce their likelihood of committing further crimes in the future if they have to take full responsibility immediately. Okay, so it's hopefully the same, but slightly clearer maybe. Furthermore, they may develop their personality better. You don't need that. You do. Put the comma here. That comma is really important. So you're okay. Becoming better, responsible and considerable. Now you have to have more because you're comparing. Better is a comparative. More responsible and considerate. ATE. By being punished. for their mistakes. Excellent. For example, recent research, a Singapore disciplinary program for young criminals, which is terrifying, showed no illegal commitments later. Now, not commitments. Commitments is I promise to meet you later. I commit to it. Commitments, so illegal actions or crimes, literally. We have a very good note, misdemeanors, which is very unusual, and I can't spell it. That means things you've done wrong, basically, as well. Misdemeanors. Later, by observing their actions for the last 2 years. Right. Observing our actions? You mean they're watched over? Okay, don't worry. There's nothing wrong with that. I don't quite understand the system. If governments kept developing special recovery strategies, criminal members would improve their definitely here behaviour. Behaviour patterns. Yeah, and become responsible citizens. Very nice writing. Good, super clear. Well done. On the other hand, there are some beneficial patterns reported from direct charges. Although, hang on the other hand, there are some direct charges. Although there are some beneficial patterns reported from direct charges, there are some negative developments can be formed from parents. Okay, so while I think you need to have a while there's some benefit factors reported from direct charges, so the children, there are some negative developments formed that we don't need that from parents covering for their children. This is declining. This is declining, you mean they're not covering for their parents anymore? I take out that word. I'm not sure it's helping you. Just go, this is because young members may not learn the lesson and continue and may continue their crimes due to their family. Yeah, brilliant. Their family regularly. Problem solving, yeah. Furthermore, they may become unreliable, bad-mannered, neglected grown-ups. Great language, which will also absolutely. For example, Russian children are not allowed to be punished for their mistakes. Comma, showing endless disturbance and instability at local schools. Good. Therefore, comma, if the government created here, I think this is what I said last time, do a second conditional in this one. Don't do first conditional every time. Otherwise it's a little bit, it looks a bit unspontaneous, but you could do a past one. If they created, because it hasn't happened, but if it happened, if they created a policy, educational would become, just simply change those. Yeah, so you have would instead of will. Become a satisfactory environment for learning. Okay, so do a second conditional here, or put the second conditional in here. If parents covered for their children, they would be, they will become unreliable. Yeah, so you don't have to have it at the end. Put it in the middle maybe to mix it up. I firmly agree. Available programs of punishing young members will benefit the target audience. Good. Parents and country in general. It's considered that authorities will create recovery. Will continue to create recovery programs for the well-being. Really good, very clear there. It's very interesting to read your point of view. I completely agree with you. But that's a good essay, nice and clear, super vocabulary there. So we have these, just go back on some of the vocab here. Crimes, petty crimes, which are small ones. Punishment. You could talk about fines, about community service, some of the things they have to do. You could talk about rehabilitation, learning from your mistakes, changing behavior. So any of those kind of things would be quite useful here, especially some of that or language like that would be great. But well done, Svetlana. You are doing so well. Keep going.